Adding to your profile is as simple as once you're logged into LinkedIn, when you click on profile, you'll come down the page here and you can see we have different elements and so on. Summary is the first place to start. So I'm going to click see more, and I can see all this kind of stuff here. But let's say I want to edit my summary. So I'll click here and I'll type in something that would grab people's attention. Now, how do you do that? Well, here's an example that I think is just incredibly stellar. So this guy wrote down all the specifics that you see up here at the top for the industry he's working toward, and notice how he chunked the information. There's white space in between each one of these things. Don't go more than 3 lines. People don't like to read big blocks of text online. Also, you'll notice that web browsers, like blogs and things like this, the column is not so wide because people don't like to read all the way across a page. They like to read about 60 characters wide. That's why you'll see in a lot of web publication that their columns are very narrow. Newspapers forever have very narrow columns because people will read 40, 50 characters wide and then all the way down. But take a look down here, what this guy did that's really stellar. He says, I am a multilinguist of technology-driven business. I speak fluent geek, marketer, editor, designer, trainer, salesperson, and difficult client. This is really well crafted. He really knows how to write to catch you off guard, but to be interesting. Understanding means fewer missteps, and missteps cost a fortune. So he's talking right to the people who might want to hire him that if he works there, he'll be more efficient. He'll save them money. But it gets better. These short little statements here, there's a lot of white space around them, so you want to read them. Like, I want to read that more than I want to read this stuff up at the top because we're lazy. Let me be more I'll be nicer to ourselves. We want to be efficient. We want to get right to the chase. So I don't care who gets credit. I just want to win. I love that. Again, that means team player, not selfish. I have big ideas, and big ideas is uppercase, which is interesting. Grammatically, it's not right. But he did that, and it's like it calls attention to it. And I think that's kind of clever. Lots of people have big ideas. Execution is what matters, and I do execution. So again, he's reaffirming why he stands out and what he can do for you. My left brain and right brain, if my left brain and right brain were hands, I'd be ambidextrous. Haha, he's painting pictures in your head. I'm the calm one, I run toward fires. So a calm person could be chilling in their seat at the office, and yes, they're calm, but they don't really do anything. Yeah, it's easy to be calm. Somebody once said, it's easy to be a monk on a mountaintop. Sit up there, you say your prayers or do whatever monks do. No big stress. Now, being a mom with a couple kids and holding down 1 or 2 jobs and that's challenging. Let's end up here. He says, I love making new professional acquaintances. Reach out if you want to talk technology, business, or baseball. Again, a human touch. So the recommendations we wrote had the 5 sentences and were structurally put together to really pique people's interest, but also be specific enough so it merits a good recommendation, the content's there, and so on and so forth. What I like about this is that it's short and sweet to the point and leaves a lasting impression. The whole point of a profile, especially the summary, is that you'd want to contact this person. Just to click the button, a call to action to say connect or send a message. What I want you to do today is to draft, because it takes a while to polish these things up, but come up with something for your summary section in your LinkedIn profile. Furthermore, if we click on today's schedule, let me go back here a second. This is linked on the schedule. It's how to create a really powerful LinkedIn profile. So what you just saw were the summary tips here. Really good article. I would take a look at that. And I have other tips here as well. One of the main concepts that comes up that's debatable, professional people say that you should write your summary in the third person. Scott is, which sounds a little weird to you, is like, I am. No, you would write in the third person. But some other people think that writing it in the first person actually is becoming more acceptable. And the example we just looked at was written in the first person. You choose. I don't care which way, but maybe read something here to kind of get an idea and see, have an educated choice. Don't just say, I'm going to write in the first person. Well, why? I don't know. Just read one of these, take a look at it, and see. A complete profile is going to have summary, experience, education, awards, and skills or expertise. You may not have ever had a job. Like your job right now is being a student. So don't worry if you don't have something else to put in for work experience. But if you've been a babysitter, if you mowed the lawn, I'd put that stuff in there. Because mowing the lawn, you're dealing with hazardous equipment. I mean, you can cut your foot off. So you have to be careful. You have to take responsibility. Babysitting is a huge responsibility. You've been a lifeguard. You've been a volunteer for a church group. I mean, these are things that are wonderful. And you can get a recommendation from somebody in LinkedIn for that role. So if you're a volunteer for something at CISPIS or whatever, great. You could get a recommendation from either a teacher that was at CISPIS or the director or something like that. So take a look at that, and then we are going to do the safe settings thing together. We can conceal everything on LinkedIn. Picture, last name, any stuff you don't want to have revealed. In fact, if you're writing your summary and you don't like it yet, hide it. Keep it hidden until you're ready to promote it and put it out there. What I'm going to ask you to do today is leave it public enough for me to be able to go check it. Because I just want to do a cursory look to see that you're starting the process. But we will revisit this. And we're going to be writing a number of recommendations for the rest of the year. So we'll be in LinkedIn probably once a month. And we're going to continue to add to it and tweak it and make it look really nice and whatnot.